Hello, everyone. Let me just get this going. Oh, guys can't see my screen. Hold on. Go share. Okay, I think you guys should be able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So let's get our community meeting moving. Hey. So hello, everyone, and welcome to our community update for September 21st. Getting close to the end of September already. I'm pretty sure I blinked and it was the end of September last time we did this. I feel like it was just August a minute ago. So where does that time go? We now have a total of 92 open source developers and 1,326 GitHub stars. In the last couple of weeks, we have added about 64 new community members to our Slack and about 87 new community members that are spread across our other platforms. Excuse me, sorry. So of course, as always, welcome to all of our new and returning members. So let's jump into some updates. Excuse me, sorry. The first minor release after our big major release of 12.0 is planned for September 27th. That is, of course, 12.1. Now, it's going to include a number of updates. The first thing that we wanted to do, though, is, of course, thank our fantastic community members for all of the feedback that we have been getting. It has fed a lot of issues, bugs, features, and updates that we will be pushing in the 12.1 release. In fact, there's 90 GitHub issues and bug features and things like that we will be pushing. So that's really fantastic. Now, two major things that we wanted to point out is that our user password login is actually going to be coming with this release. And from then on, it will actually be the default way that you can log into OpenMetadata. And we're going to have a little example of that later on. We are also, thanks to a lot of the feedback, we're going to do some glossary improvements as well. So that'll be coming again in 12.1. Now we have some exciting updates. Excuse me, sorry. The first couple of updates are that we have some new team members to introduce. So please welcome one of our newest team members, Rabi. Now, we're actually slightly later than usual announcing Rabi because of course, the major team effort with the 12.0 release, but he has joined our DevOps team. Now, previously, he got his bachelor's of technology in electrical and electronics. He has a master's in management and an international MBA. He has some great technical skills in DevOps tools like Jenkins and Docker. And before we welcome him, I'm going to introduce our other new teammate and we'll welcome them together. The other new teammate is Nihar. So he has a degree in engineering and previously worked at the National Stock Exchange. So he's joining OpenMetadata on the ingestion team. We are all so excited to have both of you. So please, everyone, welcome me in joining Rabi and Nihar. Okay, so we also have another update about our webinar announcement. Many of you may have seen their announcement go up in our release updates, but I wanted to take a moment and call that out here as well. This webinar is going to be run by Pere and Teddy. It is actually happening next Thursday. That is September 29th. And it's going to be about building trust in your data with, of course, OpenMetadata. And essentially, it's going to give you a great overview and intro into the data quality and data profiler dashboards that we added with 12.1. So if you have interest in these dashboards and you want to find out what are the cool features that we added, this is going to be the webinar for you. Now you can sign up to go on our meetup site. Now I'm actually going to quickly share that link in the Slack for everyone. So here's that link for you so you can sign up and come to the webinar. The time of this webinar is scheduled for 9 a.m. Pacific time. So for all of you in different time zone, that's about 12 Eastern time, and that's 9:30 p.m. India Standard Time, IST. I hope that everybody can come. We'll see you there, and it'll be a really great session. Really excited about that. Okay, so as promised, let's get an update from the team about that new user password login feature that's coming in 12.1. So that's going to be from Mohit and Shrag, and I'm going to just hand it over to those guys. I think they may want to share their screen.
Hey guys, while Mohit and Chirag setting up this screen sharing, just a background about this. So OpenMetadata from very beginning taken security very seriously. We have pretty much every SSO covered, from Google to Amazon to Okta, Keycloak, you name it, we have it, right? And in point 12, we released a comprehensive rules and policies where you can actually, restrict how the metadata being shared and metadata being viewed. But we have seen a lot of community requests where, hey, taking SSO, setting up SSO takes time because I need to talk to my IT department to get, callback URL, whatnot. So with this point 12, we want to make it really easy. You can see everything secure with the user password without involving your SSO configuration or not. So you can try it with the user password and kind of migrate to SSO when you seem fit. With that, Chirag and Mohit, you can take it up.
So I think one of the bottlenecks for people to try out OpenMetadata has been getting SSO integration, which requires working with your IT and getting a clearance that takes a long time. So this should actually make it easy for people to just try out OpenMetadata quickly. And then, after the POC, you can, during that time, work with your IT department to get this SSO going.
All right. Thank you, Marisa. I'll share my screen. Let me know if you guys can see.
Not yet.
Yeah.
No,
you can see.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain some of the things that we have added in the YAML. So basically, these are configurations that anybody trying to set up needs to do. Then Chirag will take you on to some of the UI side changes that we have done, which will enable you to sign up and reset password and those things, which are relevant for basic authentication. So as you can see, guys who have been trying to set up will find that this is very similar to what we have previously, just that in the provider, earlier we used to have Google, Okta and those things. So now essentially by default, it will come as basic. So which allow us to identify that this is basic authentication. Apart from that, there is one more thing. Since now OpenMetadata becomes the entity which is going to manage the JWT tokens and stuff. So we need to also enable the JWT token configuration. So this is something that is to be done only once. And apart from that, we have also added emailing feature. So for emailing, you need to set up some email SMTP server and username and password. So I'm going to change this later on. So this then we have transportation strategy as well. It can be TLS, SSL, whatever suits your need, you can configure it from here. So this essentially allows us to send mail on sign up and when a user is trying to reset password and when he's trying to change password and stuff. So you'll get something like this, right? You'll have a mail which will say that email confirmation required. And if somebody is trying to set up or reset a password, you'll get some such mails. Right. So that's a bit about the configurations that we need to do. That's all. From the UI side, Chirag, can you take it up?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Mohit. Let me share my screen and just walk you through the UI that we have built for the same. So as you can see, now you can just have the email option and password. So I have my ready for now. So let first check that out. So it's just a two-step email and password, and boom, you are in. So the rest of the experience will be same within the application. It's not a change at all. You can log out and your token will be invalidated. So for the initial login, like if you are not have a part of the open metadata, you can simply sign up via a few basic details. Let's say I am creating a new user for now since I am already part of this. Okay.
You have a typo. Get Colette. In case you're expecting an email.
No. I cannot access this one, so it's just the demo part. So we get the user created and the email is sent to the email that we have mentioned. So for now, we will allow user to log in before the verification as well, but we will eventually limit it to up to certain days. So I'm logged in with the user just I have created. So the emailer part is just Mohit showed you that we can get, if we have email set up, we will get all the emails and verify email address. We'll look at this. We can just click on this link and it will verify us. In case someone forgets the password, they can just simply go to the forgot password, enter their email and submit, and the link will be here. I have, okay. Yeah, so reset password link is here. Okay, since it's local, it's just okay. So you can just enter your new password, and on updating password you will also get a notification like there is a update in your account, so your password has updated. So thus you can watch over your activity on your account. It's not like that someone else will change it and you won't get notified around that. So that's pretty much on the basic auth side. Do you guys have any question?
Yeah,
So can I go ahead,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah, okay. So there was one thing that I would like to add here. Can I share my screen once? I think I. So essentially, was trying to set up here. We already have this, right? This configuration where we have the principal domain, and you can enable the principal domain as well. But let's say a user wants to control the registration domains that we have. So currently, as you can see, I have added all as the allowed domain here. But essentially, when somebody is trying to set up this domains, he can control here, like what all domains are allowed for registration, may it be gmail.com, or it can be getcollate, or it can be, let's say, respective to whatever domains that they want to allow. So this is something that they can control from here. So yeah, I think this was important. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, Harsha, go ahead.
I think my question is around admin able to add users and generate a password for them and send it. So there is one option where users can come up and do a self sign up. And the other option should be where admins can actually restrict who can sign up and they can manually add the users by themselves. Does that option exist? Mr. William?
So currently, admin should be able to add the users. So the behavior on adding the users would be that will probably, so the admin should be getting an option whether to generate a one-time password or to ask the users to get on the open metadata and create a password for themselves. So if he selects the one-time option, then we send the email to user saying that this is your one-time password and you can go ahead and log in with this and probably change your password. And the other option is we just send them a mail. right? Asking them to
Yeah.
set the password.
That makes sense.
So that is the admin flow. By default, when we start the server for the very first time, we bootstrap with the admin principal. So that is by default, we have admin as the username and password. Let's say I want to create a user saying Mohit and the password as password. I can bootstrap with that as well. And later on can change my password. Yeah. I hope that answers your question, Harsha.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome, guys.
Fantastic. I actually had just a quick question. So you said that you can restrict it to a domain. So that means that, say, if your entire company is, individual names, like, for example, Marissa at getcollate.io, then does that mean that you can just add the getcollate.io and then anyone that signs up with that domain is allowed access? Is that how that works?
Yes, so that's the way we control the domains that we are allowing. So getcollate.io is the domain with which the users can sign in. So anybody from getcollate can come and sign up.
Well, that's really great. That'll be really great for companies to be able to, control that domain access, because most emails are similar across across a company. That's really great, guys. Thank you so much. Is there? Oh, Eric says, is there a default role for the self sign up option?
So the default is we have enabled we as you must have seen on my screen, we have the all option. So
I
by
think
default,
he's asking about the default role, not the domains. So Eric, as per the rules and policies, you can attach a default role at the organization level. Let me quickly share my screen. Just give me a second. So you can access this in our sandbox as well. So we have, let's say, data admin, data consumer, and data steward. And if you go to the teams, we have organization, right? Organization is at the root of the team hierarchy. And you can click on the roles, and we are saying the default role for anyone in the organization should be data consumer. And you can also attach a policy as well, saying that what at the organization level, what should be the default policy should be. So all the teams inherit these rules and policies, and on top of that, they can add further rules, restrictions per team. So
Can you go to the default role and the policies both just to show what this organization has set up?
Yeah, so in this case, data consumer has a data consumer policy. So if I go here, I have two rules. Data consumer, I have an add test where we are saying all data consumers can create the data profile, edit test, and a bunch of other things related to add test. We also have edit rule. We are allowing some of the edit operations for everyone. So as a data consumer, as soon as I log into this particular instance, I'm getting access to edit description of entities, all entities. I can add tags. I can view all the entities. The effect is allowed, right? So for your company, for your organization, you might have different ideas about what should be the default policy. You can restrict by adding a rule or editing what we have here.
Okay, thanks, Eric. He's given us a thumbs up, so I feel like that answers his question. Was there any other questions before we moved on to the community update? Community contributors?
Do we want to kind of make it an open discussion? We have, I think, quite a few new community members joining. So any questions related to point tool or in general about a roadmap, what's coming new? Anything you find interesting to add, that'll be great to hear from you guys directly.
If there isn't any questions right now, then I'll give you guys a chance to think about them, and I'll present our community contributions for the last couple of weeks, and then we'll reopen that question and we can always have a discussion in the next couple of minutes. It only takes me a few seconds to go through these slides, so just to give you a minute to think about what questions you may have. So I wanted to highlight some of our community contributions. We have 6 merged community PRs in the last couple of weeks. 2 each from Naradoshi 99 and Sivai Amorala, and 1 each from Christian and Ronak 28. So thank you guys for your contributions to Open Metadata. We love to see pull requests come in. That's what really helps us launch Open Metadata further, faster, and farther. Let me just click back in here. There we go. And I also wanted to thank all of our community members in the last couple of weeks who opened GitHub issues and let us know about new features and any bugs that are related to our major releases. Our major releases are not meant for production, just as a reminder to everyone. They are meant to get you the features as fast as possible so that you guys can let us know how they're working, if you have any suggestions, and so that we can get those suggestions in and get you the best product as fast as possible. So thank you guys all so much for opening these issues. That's really what helps us make Open Metadata better. And finally, I wanted to highlight some of our most active community members from the last couple of weeks. And that is Preeti, Abhishek, Alan, Mukesh, and Juan. So thank you guys for everything that you do. And thank you so much to all of our community members, for being here. Now, I think we have a question here from Bilal. He's asking, can we have some more documentation on the lineage? How is its information collected and how to improve the quality? Well, first off, on the quality side, please come to our data quality meetup next week. I don't know if you were here for that slide, but I'm just going to run back to that slide so we can keep it up so you can write down any information that you may need for that. But in terms of the lineage, more documentation on the lineage.
Hey, Bilal, definitely we'll add more details into it. So in this meeting to cover it, we do a few different ways. Let's start with the metadata extraction. Let's say you're running in Snowflake or BigQuery, whatever, you deploy the metadata extraction. So you have tables and views. So during that process, we compute the view lineage, which is like you have a view and view definition through the SQL. We parse the SQL and then attach the lineage between the entities from which tables it is actually being computed. So that's how you get the view lineage through the metadata extraction. With Point 12, we separated out the lineage as a workflow itself. So when you go to the services, you deploy a lineage workflow. What it's doing is, especially for Snowflake, BigQuery, Redshift, and a few other databases where we get a query logs. So all the queries that you're running against your data warehouse computed into and stored in a Redshift system table, same with BigQuery and Snowflake. We take those and we again parse the queries and attach again. This particular table is being created from 2 other tables, right? Create as select, for example. So those are how we are computing lineage. And third version is, let's say if you're running Airflow or any other pipelines, Airflow has 2 mechanisms that we use. One is Airflow has inlets and outlets, which we can parse and say that, hey, this particular pipeline is being read from 2 other tables and doing a compute and then transformation, for example, and loading into another table. So that's another methodology that we're using for lineage. So those are kind of 3 options that we have right now: query logs, view definitions, and looking into the pipelines itself.
So by the way, query logs also are used for computing column level lineage.
Yeah. And please feel free to speak. You guys don't need to, send a chat. I think mic should be open for everyone to kind of unmute themselves and speak. And if you have any other, like, hey, there are other methodologies that will be great for feedback from your side and what's working for you, what's not. Slack is where we are pretty active if you're not already part of it. So please come to our Slack and ask questions or feedback.
Okay, guys, did anyone have any other questions?
For the new community member who joined today, I just want to ask, like, how is your POCs going on? Are there anything that we can help you to get to the POCs to the production faster? Any feedback on that side would be great to hear from us, for us.
Again, feel free to unmute yourself or send a message in our chat. I can always read it out for you if you wish. Okay. Well, if there isn't any other questions, then we can end our meeting here today. I don't want to take up more time than people have. So if that's everything, just want to make sure that people aren't like doing Google Translate or something like that. So moving really slowly. Okay, well, if not, then thank you guys. Thank you everyone for coming. And we will see you in another couple of weeks when we do the next community update, which should be at the beginning of October already.
We can see you next week on the webinar as well. So thanks a lot for coming today.
Yeah, the next community update is in October, but of course, the webinar, which I'm literally showing right here, is next week. Please come. Okay. If not, then I will end the meeting here, guys. Thanks, Nick. We're looking forward to hosting it as well. Hope you can come. Okay, bye, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. See you all soon. Bye now.